In the past video in philosophy of mathematics, I said I wasn't going to talk about Aristotle, but I think I want to get into it a little bit. I want to get into. I just want to talk about what he said in response to Plato's forms and what Plato's forms were and what he said in response. First of all, if you don't know, Plato's forms are his idea of abstract objects, which are instantiated in the concrete objects. I've talked about this before in my videos on the Plato's Parmenides dialogue. So, and the forms with respect to mathematics, it's like, well, you know, if you have two things together, if I have two books, then the form of two will be instantiated in this couple. So that's how the idea of a form would work. Lots of philosophers of mathematics object to this, and lots of them go with it because of the Quine-Putnam indispensability argument. But Aristotle, in response to Plato, this is in the metaphysics books M and N, and basically what he says is that, for example, for the form of beauty, what Plato said is that the form of beauty is the most highest, most beautiful, most inconceivably beautiful thing ever. As beautiful as anything could possibly ever be. The most beautiful that anybody could ever, nobody could really think of. But Aristotle was like, no, that the form of the beautiful is only the most beautiful thing anybody on this earth has seen in the concrete objects. So the form of the beautiful only comes down to the most beautiful thing that anybody has seen before. It's not based on this one thing sitting up there in the Platonic heaven. It's not anything like that. It's just that we have that, and this leads to a theory in the philosophy of mathematics called fictionalism. But basically, what this means is that you are not really ontologically committing to any sort of abstract Platonic heaven object. You're not ontologically committing to that, but you are recognizing it by their functions. You are, like, I'm recognizing numbers and sets based on how they function in the things that I do. If let's say I'm a mathematician, which is not possible, but let's say I'm a mathematician. So if I'm a fictionalist, then I'm going to look at numbers and sets and all these things based upon how I see them function, how they function in the mathematics that I do. So that's basically what that is. And something that's a bit close to that would be eliminative structuralism, which is talked about by Stuart Shapiro as well as Charles Parsons and Michael Resnick. A little bit by Jeffrey Hellman, but Jeffrey Hellman is a modal structuralist. But structuralism in mathematics is not ontologically committing to numbers or objects as numbers, but you're committing to systems and structures. So, for example, the structuralists would look at 1 through 10 as, it's like a bunch of accountants in a office building. They're all situated within this little building. They're sitting in their little seats, and this is the structure. And they're basically they're based on how they relate to each other, and that's how they are. They're not. Nobody is ontologically committing to one of them or two of the accountants, but you're committing to the structure. Now this would be the anti-rem structuralist, but that's basically what that is. But the eliminative structuralist does not commit to these structures even. He just looks at them based on their functions and commits to only their use and their functions. That's all he really commits to. But he's still, it's like structures without structures, sort of like skirting around the truth. But these two theory ideas of fictionalism and eliminative structuralism are quite close to each other, just because of how you're recognizing things based on their function and not hastily ontologically committing to any structure or object. So I wanted to get into that a little bit. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get into Kant a little bit, and then I'm going to get into the big three, the logicism and intuitionism and formalism, and then also I'm going to do a big, huge structuralism video after that. So I will see you guys later.